Hey guys, so as you guessed, my Jag has gone in for the repairs on the suspension and the air conditioning. Apparently, the stabilizer bar bushings had failed. And in addition to that, the AC is leaking somewhere, so they'll hopefully detect where it's leaking from today. So as you guessed by now, they gave me a Range Rover Evoque as a courtesy car, and I'm going to take you guys around the inside, not so much the outside, because this car is slightly different to the other one inside. It has a different trim, and in addition to that, it has a different AC setup. So I'm going to show you guys all the gimmicks of this car I couldn't fit in the previous video of the other one. Now, something I really like about all Evoques is that they come with the new digital display, and you can actually configure this to whatever you'd like it to be. So let's take a closer look at this. I really tried to get rid of all the reflections, but it's just really difficult. It's very sunny here today, and it's quite hot as well. As you can see by the temperature display, it's 26 degrees already. Let's go through the menu. Let's go to layout. And we go to layout. You can actually change the layout from 2 dial to 1 dial, and you can display the maps. Now currently the map is being displayed there, but it's not being displayed here, which is quite nice. You can of course display it here as well if you click on the maps, and it'll display it over there. This is the big 10.25 inch screen, and I've noticed that when you do have the maps on, the faster you drive, the more it just zooms out, and it keeps zooming out until the horizon is actually blue, and you can see for miles ahead where you're actually going, which is very helpful. And on this one you can actually see it has a blue horizon there in the distance. I prefer the 3D look on the maps because one can actually see where you're headed, and you can also see where you are, which is nice to know. You can actually now configure your left info panel, trip summary, driver assistance. So you can actually say driver assistance. It would be this panel here. It now shows you your driver assistance. So this is your lane keep assist, in other words, that it's going to show you now, which is also quite helpful. It's quite a nice picture, that as well. I really like the graphics of the whole thing. So collision avoidance, we go to driver assistance, we go to forward alert. We have the sensitivity, and you can set it to normal, high or medium. I would set it on medium. And blind spot assist, that is alert only. Steering assist, I'm going to leave the steering assist off. We have cross traffic monitor, that is on for your reverse. That's under collision avoidance. Then we have emergency lane keep assist, we have steering assist, you can have it strong, normal, etc. Parking notification, that will tell you if there's a parking nearby, if it senses you're driving slowly and you're looking for a parking. We go to media, we have source, band, favorites, and then find. And then here we have our vehicle info, and there we have vehicle settings. So you can turn the passenger airbag off or on. We have security features. So this is where you can actually set your alarm sensors and audible lock warning, as well as two-stage unlocking. And then your drive-away locking, you can set it off at, let's say, 8 kilometers. We go to exterior lighting. Headlights, high beam. You can have auto high beam, an adaptive driving high beam. This car is fitted with the LED headlights, so the adaptive high beam I would imagine would work very nice. You can actually set this thing to be left-hand drive or right-hand drive. So if you live in Europe and you're now going from the UK to a left-hand drive country through the channel, and you can then set your headlights so that you don't dazzle oncoming traffic if you're driving on the right-hand side of the road. We also have headlight delay, that is now set to 30 seconds, but you can set it up to 4 minutes. And we have a directional indicator. So it's set to normal right now, and I'm going to set it on animated. And then we have convenience features here as well. So we can have a reverse dip mirror, which the moment you put in reverse, it'll dip the mirror automatically. My old XF used to have that as well. Windows global open, that is for when you press and hold a remote button to open the car. It will open all the windows and sunroof if fitted with one. So auto wipe, winter wipe park, and we have brake hold assist as well, so on demand hold, enhance heel hold, gear shift pedals. So you can actually set the pedals to be active in S only or S and drive. So sport and drive, that's a nice option to have. And if we go out of that, we can now go to the heads-up display. This car is fitted with a heads-up display. I had that on my Mazda, and to be honest with you, I barely looked at it. It takes a lot of getting used to, I guess, and if you get used to using it, well, then it helps you quite a bit. Steering wheel control brightness, and then your HUD content. You can actually show your driver assistance. Why not show everything? You can even show your phone, your gear state, as well as your navigation. So if you're busy navigating, my Mazda did that, it would actually show you. I don't know if you can see the HUD, but it's sitting right there. You can see the two lines for the lane keep assist on the left, and you can see it's in park, and you can see your speed. But it will also show you your gear, and basically when you're in drive, it's just going to say D, really. If you're in sport, it'll tell you what gear you're in. We can change the brightness of the heads-up display, the position, so you can move it up or down depending on whether you're a tall person or a short person. Here we have the display configuration again, so we can actually change the left panel to display different information as well as the right panel. Now I've set the right panel to maps, so I apologize, the car shut down. It shut everything down to start the car up because it says low battery warning, so I suppose it's been standing for a little while. So this is your full map. So if I get out of this, you're going to see the whole instrument panel is going to be full map, and so you can actually see the map from here, and you can see it on there as well. Something I'm actually finding while I'm using the system is that pressing these buttons don't always give you what you're trying to get. You got to press the button really hard, and you got to press it more than once in some cases. So yeah, you can choose driver assistance or media as well. If we go out of that, we get our trip, and then obviously driver assistance again. So that's how you can scroll through the menu, and you can actually change the menu to be what you want it to be. And you can see your speed over there in the middle as well as your gear and your RPM. I don't really know what this button does. So having pressed that button, this is what it says here: short press, select function, long press, select function. So this button is actually for you to select a function of your own. So we can select to cancel guidance, we can go next source, mute, mute phone, voicemail, or play, pause. So that's really handy to have. I would use this probably to play or pause or mute music. There is another button that you can configure. So now that's if you short press that button, you can then set for the exact same things, the exact same options for when you long press that button. So, you know, let's say cancel guidance. So it's now registered cancel guidance, and if we go to short press, we can say play or pause music. So there they are set, and you can see there it actually shows you that icon that you can actually see over here. So that's very nice to know. So let's try a voice operated function. Turn up the volume.
Sorry, I missed that. Please say a command.
Okay, so these are the commands that you have to give it, and we can click more commands.
Please choose an option.
So you got phone commands, navigation commands, radio commands. So let's go to navigation commands.
Say a navigation command.
So you can say go to postcode or go home. Let's try that one. Go home.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Please say a navigation command.
Go home.
Home address not set.
Okay, so if your home address was set, then you could actually do that. I'm just laughing because, you know, dealing with this artificial intelligence is quite funny sometimes. So the other car that I showed you didn't have this climate control in it. It had a smaller screen, and it still had automatic climate control, but the nice thing with this screen is that it's actually dual screen, so you can have your maps on here for your passenger to view, and you can display your maps for yourself to view. And then down here you can actually display things like media, vehicle settings, and you can still mess around with the vehicle settings while you're not messing around up here. So if you press the middle button, it will show you your media, and if you press vehicle, it will show you all the vehicle settings for eco and terrain response and that kind of thing. You know, we can set it on comfort program, we can set it on grass, gravel, snow program, or we can set it on mud, ruts program, mud ruts, funny name, and then sand program. So it's just nice to know, or you can actually just put it on auto and the car will do the rest for you. Here you can also turn the aircon off, or you can turn it on, and if you press this button here, it changes the left button to the fan speed. If I press this button down, it goes back to my temperature settings, and if I press it again, it'll turn on the heat settings for the seats. Now this car also doesn't have cool seats, so if you had to turn to the left, it would then show you a blue 1, 2, 3. You can actually select, if we select the seats here, you can actually select which seats you want to turn on or off. And I can actually feel that this that I was doing now was turning on my driver's heat seat, but you can turn that one on, and then it turns this dial, changes this dial to whatever your seats are, and you can see that the diagram actually changes when you do that, and you can do the same with the left one here now. So that's because you're in the seat program, and you can see both buttons have changed to the seat program now. So we go back to vehicle, and this now shows you auto. So you can actually change the settings here for your, and you can see that it's moving eco, and it shows you the picture, or you can just press the button on the screen. So it's nice to know that you have these various settings. So whatever you're doing down here as well, it'll also show you on the display. So if you have somebody fiddling with the system while you're driving, you're going to see it on your display, and you'll be able to tell them to stop it. Here again we have our climate control settings. Now this is very similar to the old XF and the new XF settings. You can change it to feet, you can put on whatever you want, put it on all zones, you can put it on auto or sync, and I've actually got it on sync because just turn the fan off. Something I actually realized here is that having the fan on, if I put it on 2, it didn't actually go back to the temperature setting. I had to press this button down in order to give me the temperature setting. So, you know, we have dual climate control here, so we can actually change the settings for either one. Now the other nice thing that we have here is settings. So it says display, the startup screen is going to be climate, so we can actually change the mode here to go from climate to last used, phone, media, no feature open, or driver modes. So what it's set right now is to climate. So when you turn on the car, this is the screen it's going to show you. So the media is off. I'm just going to turn the media on and turn the volume down, and that's really what it shows you. And you can save all your favorites down here. Now keeping in mind that whatever you're doing here, you can actually do up here as well. So if we click on media there, it's actually going to show you the same thing that it's showing you down there. So if you take a look at both screens, they're kind of synced right now, but if we go vehicle on that one, you can see you still have your media settings up here. So let's move up to this one now. Here I've actually got the camera on, and it's just like the other one that I showed you where the picture's kind of distorted, but the moment you put the car in reverse, that changes and it gives you a different picture. So I don't know if you guys saw that. Put the car back in park and I press camera, and you can actually see the sides of the license plate here, so it gives you a fisheye effect. So it says cameras. This car doesn't have a 360 camera system, and again, like I told you guys in the previous video, if you do have that, it actually shows you the under car picture of where the tires are, which is very nice to have. I haven't yet seen one of those, and I haven't yet driven one, so it would be nice to be able to drive it. I've noticed that if you press the camera button twice, you can actually get a normal view without the guidelines, without putting the car in reverse, so that's also nice and handy to have. The sat nav I showed you guys previously. You can have the whole screen be the view, which is nice to have as well. Over here we have our parking assist, and it says search for parking spaces. So what it's doing right now is searching for a parking spot, and you can turn that off. And here we have our telephone settings, and again similar to what you had on the screen over here. So you know, there is no phone. Okay, here we got some people's phones who are on the system already from the dealer. Here we have our radio settings, our Bluetooth settings, and here we have screen settings. Now under screen settings, you can see that the brightness is set to really, really bright, and we can actually change the angle of this screen. So you can have it go flat, or you can have it standing way up. Let's have it stand at attention. Here we have more settings. We got general features, languages, keyboards, connectivity, and software updates. I'm just going to go out of that. And software updates, so you can actually just do an update for the InControl Touch Pro software. So this is updated in January of 2020, which I recall getting an email from Jaguar, but my car doesn't have the InControl Touch Pro system, so I've got no apps on my system. So here are all the apps, and we've got Eco Data, Apple CarPlay, web browser, cameras, Android Auto, Live, InControl apps. Now if we go to InControl apps, to use InControl apps you actually have to download an InControl app onto your phone, which will allow your phone to control the InControl apps on the system. It works very similar to Android Auto, but the nice thing is that they have included Android Auto here, and again it's going to tell me connect to a USB. So Live, I don't know what that's about. We got updates and login. So I don't think it's very live because I don't think there's a SIM in the car. You can insert a SIM card in here as well. So we got Eco Data. There's the stop-start system over there, so you can actually turn that off. Web browser. So Jaguar has its own web browser. That's interesting to know. Didn't know that. So these are all the apps that you've got, and then we have some more features on the right. 4x4i. Now that actually interests me. I understand. So here it will give you things like off-road information or low traction launch. We go out of that and we go low traction launch. Everything's activated, and I'm interested to know what vehicle dimensions is. Well, this is very nice. It actually shows you all the dimensions of the car itself. So very interesting. And these are meters, by the way. So it's 2.1 meters wide and 4.37 meters long. Smart settings. So here you can create a profile, and if you've got kids driving the car, you can actually set it for them. Ambient lighting. Let's set it to blue, and I'll show you guys what that looks like in a second. So this is what the ambient lighting looks like at night. We have lighting above there, which shines down on the armrest, and then we have lighting in the stowage bins, which is very, very faint. You can't really see it that much, but you can see it more in the back of the car where it's shining down over there, and very, very nice effect. So I just want to see if I change the color to red or yellow, green. Where's green? That's Jaguar's normal color, that sort of nice blue. We can have it in white, you can have it in purple, and I don't know if purple's actually showing up on the screen, but you don't have many colors to actually choose from, but you can make it whichever color you prefer. Frankly, I think the Jaguar color looks very nice. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I also want to just reach out to you guys and thank all of you who gave me your support in my Jaguar XF Troubles video. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. It's going to be on the, hopefully, resolutions of the XF's troubles, and hopefully I can keep the car. So stay tuned till next time. Cheers. Bye.